Tgif is right. I was just blasting some music to get the vibes up, and I did a quick Google search. Can you get flagged on YouTube if you're playing copyright music in the background? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. So I'm not going to be playing music in the background. All right. So today I still don't have enough water for my second bucket system. I was gonna have enough water today. I've got it all sitting right here. I have just the right amount, but my towers are starting to make a sound. My buckets are low because I've got watermelon and stuff growing now. So I'm gonna have to use the water for what's already growing, and then I'm gonna go pick up just like 10 bottles of distilled water from the store just to get our system kick-started, because as promised, tomorrow's the transplant day, and I have to stay on track because the cucumbers are outgrowing the tower, the seedlings are outgrowing the sprouting tray, and so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get more water fast. And then moving forward, I don't think the distiller will be very sustainable in order to accommodate. So I was doing some math this morning, which is crazy because I hate math and I suck at math. So without the second bucket system, with this bucket system that I have operational and all 3 towers, I need 132 liters of water per week. So in 7 days, I need 132 liters of water, give or take, but 132 liters. And I can make 140 liters. Now, I need another 72 liters a week for my second bucket system. Sorry, not 72 liters. Maybe like 25 liters a week until they start to get to a crazy growth stage, like right for this bucket system. I've got tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, watermelon. It is drinking so much water. I was filling it up twice a week, and now I'm up to 3 times a week. So I really have to get a reverse osmosis system. I think that's the best way to do it, because the distiller, I have to hold myself accountable to make every 3 hours all day long, except for when I'm sleeping. And then, damn it, I'm losing 2 cycles, 6 liters when I'm sleeping. So I can't live like that. So I'm gonna have to look into an RO filter. So if you guys have any recommendations, or an RO system, sorry, along with the filters, but if you guys have any good recommendations or suggestions, let me know, because I am not really interested in doing research, to be honest with you. I'm so lazy. So give me the answer, you guys. Give me an RO filter that's good. Last night, I do have to apologize for those of you in. I did a live with Andrew from Go, and I don't know what happened, but our internet, I don't know if it's mine or if it's his. Oh, speaking of internet, I'm not even on the right Wi-Fi. Hang tight. All right, we got to fill that tower because it's what's up, Death Squad? Happy 4th of July to all of you Americans. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. So I'm just apologizing for those of you that tuned in last night. The quality live stream was brutal. I actually took it down from my page because it was so painful to watch that Death Squad, thank you for even playing the game and for hanging out, because honestly the quality and internet connection was so choppy. So I apologize, and thank you to those of you that hung out with us. We actually played a really good game, and I might ask you guys some of the questions today because I'm really curious. We had some fun. ProPyro says, irrigation use a big bucket with a valve on top which fills itself every time the water level gets lower. Yes, so eventually that is the goal, but right now I'm obviously on a smaller scale, so that sounds intimidating and overwhelming to me. But an RO filter, I've already Googled it. Like, I can install it myself in the sink and all that stuff. I think I can manage. I think I'm good with that. So what's up, Les? Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having a great day. Normally, I don't really care if it's Friday or any other day because every day is a good day. But honestly, I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I'm really tired. It's been a busy week. I've been working so hard to reach my goal on YouTube, and I'm a little bit disappointed I didn't reach it, but that's okay. There's always tomorrow or later today maybe, so we will see. So for those of you that are new here, this is my indoor garden. This is where I grow food aeroponically, and I just try to go live every day anytime I've got things to do in the grow tent, or I have something I want to show you guys. I hop on a live at noon and we do it together. So thank you for hanging out and watching. But yes, this week I worked very, very hard. I tried to do one long form video a day, one live a day, 3 shorts a day. So I'm so tired. So today I usually content set up every single day, ready for the week. And today I'm supposed to be filming my content, and got down to the tent a couple of hours early before the live, and I just can't get motivated. So I'm not burnt out, I'm just tired, you know? So I appreciate you guys for hanging with me, despite sometimes these lives being kind of pointless, or not pointless, but you know what I mean. I don't have anything exciting to share with you guys, so sometimes I feel bad, but you guys always show up, so thank you guys. You guys are awesome. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. It's going to be nice out. I'm looking forward to it. I actually have so much work to do in the outdoor garden. So everything's starting to develop blooms, which is very exciting. I've got dahlias and zinnias that are opening. The celosia are growing. Death Squad says, I just finished expanding my current trellis setup for my cucumbers into an overhead arch. Oh, wow. Yes. So I love those overhead arches. Really, really cool when they start to follow along on the trellis. It looks great. So keep us posted, and congrats again on your cucumber. I'm really happy for you because I understand the challenges. I actually had another person, so that's 3 people total that are growing cucumbers outdoors that are having trouble with pollination, which is crazy. But while I'm talking, I'm gonna get my tower filled up because it's making a lot of noise, and I don't want to ruin the pump. So I start with some hydrogen peroxide in a very small amount, just to ensure proper root health, or good root health. And then in about 20 minutes, we'll add in our nutrients. I don't even have enough. See, I have a choice. I can just fill all my systems and satisfy systems, or I can let everything die and just worry about the new bucket system. I gotta make a sacrifice, you guys. So actually, gloves on. Because knowing me, I'm gonna spill something, or you know, when I first started growing. What's up, Mia Lifestyle? Happy Friday! I just ripped my glove. When I first started growing, I got 29% hydrogen peroxide on my hand, and it turned completely white. I freaked out. I thought I was gonna die, but I'm still here. I'm all good, but I wear gloves just in case. Pyramid 7 says, such a slice of heaven right there. You got that right, you guys. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to take you on a tent tour. Thank you guys for hanging out, by the way. DC's Bees says, less honeybees this year. There was a bad die-off keepers last winter. National losses. Wow, you know what? I can understand that, or I can believe that to be true, because even in my garden, I used to have so many bumblebees or other kinds of pollinators, and this year, I haven't seen anything. So I thought maybe it's because my flowers aren't open yet, but then I had others reach out to me and say, hey, listen, I'm growing outdoor and I'm not getting fruit because the flowers aren't getting pollinated. It's like, how is it possible? Normally outside, you shouldn't have an issue. What's up, Mal? Thanks for joining. Oh, you're so awesome. I appreciate you. DC's Bees was a bad winter for a lot of beekeepers, and Les says 1.2 million lost. Wow, that is so sad. You guys, growing indoors, I really understand the importance of pollinators, and that is actually really sad. We need to do something to help these bees. That's why I try not to spray anything on my outdoor garden, because I really want to make sure that I don't harm any pollinators, because they are so freaking important and essential to life, honestly, because, you know, no food, no life. You know what I'm saying? So such a small little insect with a real big job. I know, Mia lifestyle. I'm so close, you guys. All right, I'm just gonna in the tower, and then we're gonna go for a tour. Beekeepers are building back. Yes, it takes time. You know what? I would love to keep some bees. That would be incredible. Bees are awesome. It's just I get nervous to get, I don't know, stung. What's up, Ray Cassis? Happy Friday. Thank you guys for hanging out. I started off like really tired, but all you guys in the chat, you just bring the energy right up. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. A single hive can increase garden yield, but around 30%. Absolutely. I can attest to that. I am the bee in my garden and not getting a lot of food. So, all right, guys, without further ado, I'm going to take you on the tent tour and show you what's going on in the garden. Yesterday, I posted a video talking about my journey, and my goodness, has it been a journey, you guys. We've come a long way, a really long way. Like a really, really long way. All right, so starting off with our seedlings. These are the seedlings that we are going to transfer into the bucket system. Yes, one of them wilted, but that's okay. It'll bounce back. I have faith in all my plants. So these are bell peppers. Those are tomatillos, and everything else, we're gonna have to start again. I killed them. I don't know what I did. Death Squad says, speaking of bees, I'm watching a bumblebee pollinate one of my cucumbers right now. Can I borrow that bee when done? Because I've got to pollinate mine. Orange Tower is just popping every night. I've been harvesting and having a delicious lid. I mix a little bit of romaine with a little bit of kale, and I've never been one chop up herbs and add them into my salad until recently. I've been doing it because I have so many herbs growing, and sometimes I'm just having a salad and I'm not like cooking anything with it. And wow, it's so good to have fresh herbs on your salad. So I've got a lot of parsley growing. I've got some dill happening. We've got a lot of good stuff in the Orange Tower. And what else do I got? I got some basil growing here. I've got more sage over here, basil over here. And as you guys know, cleaned up our tower tomatoes. It was just making too much of a mess, and I don't want to compromise the garden that way. You know what I mean? Yellow Tower is really starting to take off. There are some days where you just look at your plants and you're like, wow, you grew up today. And that is how I feel today. The parsley is just really starting to take shape. This is all curly leaf parsley. Love me a good tabbouleh salad. So that's what the plan is for all this. The Green Tower, you guys. The Green Tower has taken off. I mean, this is just a week and a half worth of growth. Wow, I really got to fill that bucket system. I'm actually going to pause the pump because I can hear. Anyways, this is a week and a half of growth, okay? So, no, I lied. 2 weeks. 2 weekends ago, we transferred these lettuce seedlings. They were so baby. And see, one of them wasn't going to make it, and then it bounce back. But yeah, it does look wicked, Death Squad. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, DC's B says, in most states you can get your agriculture rating and an AG number to get the tax write-offs for being a farm. Very cool. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a farm, but and hey, happy 4th of July to all of you that celebrate. If you're in the States or the US or America, whatever you want to call it, us Canadians call it the States. So we've got a lot of romaine growing. And the cucumbers, you guys, they've got to get in the buckets. They're getting just too big. And this is getting overwatered. It's starting to turn yellow. So I really have to make some moves. So later today, I'm going to make the trip. I'm going to get the water. And tomorrow's the day, you guys. Tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss the live. It's going to be so fun. We're going to, well, it's fun for, I love doing this shit. We're going to put all the water in the bucket system, get the nutrients in, get the seedlings in. Saturday is the day. You guys are not going to want to miss it. It's going to be fun. And then when you guys follow along, when I do tours, you guys are going to get to see what we put together. So these are the buckets. We're gonna have to do a little pollinating this morning. I've got a cucumber flower that opened, and I have a couple of female or male flowers that are open. So we are going to be doing some pollinating this morning. I also have to prune this cucumber plant because it's hitting the ceiling, and but it is looking great. I haven't actually looked at the roots in a while, but funny enough, I've got a cucumber growing right here. It's interesting because these leaves had a calcium, or were showing signs of calcium deficiency, and now eventually they're just kind of drying up. I haven't come up yet, but the roots, not bad. You know what? Compared to my last grows, so I've failed at cucumbers every single grow. This is the first time where I actually have cucumbers growing, and the roots for the first time actually look white. In the past, the roots are just absolutely horrible, and they've had like complete root rot, and it's been brutal. So I've definitely come a long way when it comes to caring for my plants. So big pat on the back to me, you guys. But that's our cucumber. Our zinnia flowers are producing a lot of buds, so they will be blooming soon. I do have 2 right here that I harvested last week. So these I actually grow outdoors, and I wanted to try growing them indoors just to see how they would do in aeroponics, because wouldn't it be cool to have a summer flower throughout the winter, right? Can you imagine having your own fresh flowers to pick? If you're into flowers, it's pretty cool. So these were harvested from the plants, and we got more coming. And right here are dahlia flowers. I am really trying to see how they're gonna do in aeroponics, so we will see. This was the main stem. I topped it, which means I pinched the top, and that sends a signal to the plant to set out 2 side shoots instead of continuing to grow vertically. So that is great because it's going to give us more flowers and a bigger yield. So we're going to see how those do. They are growing in a very different formation than they are outside. I also have them outside, so we're going to see. It's going to be very interesting. Death Squad, this one's for you. My strawberry plant. Every day she's getting bushier and bushier. Really soon we're going to be able to propagate some of these runners here. So strawberries produce runners, which are kind of like growth nodes, and if you plant the growth node, it'll root. So I am going to wait till this gets long enough, and then we're going to put it in the next foam collar over. We're going to root it, and then once it roots, you can just cut the runner, and then you've actually produced yourself a second plant. So we're going to do that as many times as we can until we get enough to fill the yellow tower, because the yellow tower is where the strawberries are meant to be. So they just look so good and green and lush. I'll show you guys the roots. Looking real nice, feeling pretty proud. Death Squad says, damn, I'm jealous. Mine are being eaten alive by slugs. Oh my gosh, you should try Lost Coast plant therapy. DC's B says, nice strawberry plant, thank you so much. And would a smaller version of this style system work good for your starts? Yes, absolutely. I actually started all my flowers in the aeroponic system, and some of them are actually still in the tower. So this, for example, it's got to get planted outdoor. I try to start everything inside. This is my first year where I started everything inside, and I was off to a rough start because it was cold out for a little while. Normally end of May is when you can plant outside, but this year we were off to a slow start. So rather than maybe 3 weeks ahead, I'm only 2 weeks ahead, which is still good. It's still good. That's why I started them indoors, to get ahead and maximize the summer season. An old school way to take care of slugs, a small pan with bear in it. Oh, like actual bear. Oh, beer. I was like actual bear, like cook a bear. Poor bear. All right, this is my favorite plant right now, you guys. Check this out. Are you ready? Are you ready? Boom. Watermelon. Sugar baby watermelon. It is getting bigger every day. And I can't contain my excitement, guys. We do this every day and it never gets old. So here's a perfect example. I'm going to show you guys. Cucumbers or watermelons, similar to cucumbers, must be hand pollinated. If you don't hand pollinate them successfully, then they dry up and they look like this. So the watermelon begins forming and then it kind of just starts to shrivel up and get small. Thank you so much, Rick from Oregon, and thank you so much for hanging out last night. We had such a good time on the live with Andrew from Oga. Apologize. The quality was really tough to watch, so thank you guys that that hung out and just were patient throughout. I appreciate it. So yes, this is the example of the watermelon that was not properly pollinated. And then this one right here is properly pollinated. It's growing by the day. I've got several others that I have pollinated properly. I have one right here, which is really, really exciting. And where's the other one? I had another one. Oh, right here. So this one has also been pollinated properly. It's been growing every day. And we've got more. Like, I can't believe it. I'm not going to allow all of them to grow because I want, you know, I want a substantially sized watermelon. I don't want it to be like super, super small. So I don't know if that one's pollinated properly, but we'll find out in a couple days. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I already read. Death Squad, come on, little watermelon, you could do it. Yes, I think it's doing it. It's already the size of... it's already the size of like a mini gumball. You know those tiny mini gumballs that you get on Halloween in the small packs? It's like that. Chinese 5-color pepper is my second favorite plant right now. Purple is the best color, and there is no more beautiful plant than this, you guys. Like, check that out. The flowers are striking, the pepper popping. It's just beautiful. I love it. I don't know when is the best time to harvest these peppers because they do ripen to through a series of 5 different colors, and they go through yellow, red. So this one started off as yellow. That one started off as pink down there. This one over here, now it's turning purple. And then they go through red, yellow, orange, pink, purple. So you get a series of colors throughout the plant. So I'm really looking forward to seeing those ripen. I don't know who will ripen. I turned up my lights. Not sure how my plants are liking that. We can see a little bit of yellowing. So I'm going to have to fix that here as well. So maybe we got to turn down the lights a little bit. We will see. But yeah, I've got an abundance of jalapenos now. Check that out, you guys. So many, I can't even keep track. And then I've got my second jalapeno plant here. Look at that, so many little babies hiding inside. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of defoliating today because I can't even see what's happening. No worries, Mia Lifestyle. I appreciate you tuning into these lives anyways, and yay, go Blue Jays. If you guys are baseball fans, I'm sure you'll appreciate that. And bell peppers are doing great. They're getting so big, and I don't know, one of them looks like it might be a purple pepper because it's starting to turn like a purple color. This one right here, it's starting to the bottom is starting to get some color. So I don't know what color that is, but they're quite large. They've got the bag appeal that I've been looking for. And yeah, we're gonna see how they taste soon, you guys. We're gonna be harvesting. DC's Bees says, I planted a purple bell pepper this year. I've never seen one before. You know what? Somebody, a friend of mine got a purple pepper plant, or a purple pepper, and then they saved the seeds and gave me some, and I mixed them all together. So it could be possible that that was a purple pepper seed, but we'll find out. We will find out. He says, I saw purple and said planting that. Yes, that's exactly how I feel about these, you guys. What's up, Free Thinker? I am doing so well today. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day. Hanging out with you guys. So I'm doing great. I hope you guys are doing well. So tomatoes are abundantly producing every day, you guys. I've got so many clusters happening up here, down there, down below here, more over there, some over here, little back there. I've got so many tomatoes growing, and we just pruned this yesterday, you guys. I don't know if you remember, but it was looking kind of bare, and then all in today, everything grew back. It's like as if nothing ever happened. So thank you so much, DC's Bees. I appreciate that. I've been working hard to get some good yields, and it's really paying off. I definitely have gotten my act together when it comes to this growth, and I've got a lot of good things to show for it, which is really exciting. So I've been giving myself a lot of pats on the back this week. I think that's it, right? We finished the tent tour. So that was fun. A lot of cool things to show off. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But yeah, so today we're gonna defoliate just a little bit. And honestly, I'm feeling kind of lazy, so we probably just will shoot the shit and just talk. Rick from Oregon says, I used to love growing indoors. You're so clean and organized. How do you prevent spider mites? Well, I am the only one that enters my grow tent, nobody else. I change my clothes even if I've come from outside. I need to like make sure that I've got nothing on me. I vacuum every day. This tower's still making a sound. I gotta put more water. I vacuum every single day. I clean my bucket tops every single day. And you guys, I just posted a video yesterday talking about my aeroponic garden, because yesterday was 2 days since I started my YouTube channel, and you guys saw my garden, my first grow and my second grow. You wouldn't be saying what you're saying now. My first grow and my second grow was disgusting. There was algae everywhere. I had like molded roots. I had my bucket tops were filled with like water, clay pebbles, debris from the plants, dried up flowers, pollen. I had crap all over the floor, leaks that I wasn't tending to. It was a disaster. Like when I say a disaster, I can't even believe I put the footage up on my YouTube, but I did because I'm transparent and show you guys that sometimes these things take work and it doesn't happen overnight. And you know, you do a little bit every day and it goes a long way. But sometimes, you know, life happens and you get busy and you can't do it every day. You got to try your best because, you know, your garden needs you. It's really not a lot of work if you do it every day. I do a little bit every day and it's manageable. If I give myself a half an hour a day just to maintain, go. DC's Bee says, spider mites are that big of a problem in aeroponics? Yes, they are. You get spider mites, white flies, thrips. Usually they fly in. Thrips don't really fly far, so you know, end up on your clothes somehow and then you bring them in. But for me personally, I have thrips, and I got them because I brought outdoor strawberries inside into my grow tent, and I put them in my system. And even if you give them a root rinse, I did with just water because I didn't know about hydrogen peroxide at the time, but just don't do it. Don't bring outside indoors. Just don't. It's not worth it. Rick from Oregon says, rewarding, a lot of work. Absolutely, but you know what? The reward makes it not like work. It just makes it feel like you're working towards the reward, but it feels like you're on a path towards a reward versus just for nothing, you know? DC's Bee says, every worthy goal takes work and time. Yes, and consistency and dedication, right? So I have kind of transformed or evolved my mindset to, all right, this is it. Like, this is the way I'm going to feed myself. And if I don't take care of this garden, I'm not eating. So, you know, you have no choice. You have to do the best you can. And then there are so many people also in the grow community that have inspired me so much, that have inspired me tremendously. I've seen such fantastic looking gardens on YouTube, on Instagram, and it really inspired me to, like, I'm fortunate enough to be able to have all this equipment and this space and, you know, all these resources that I have to live up to my plant expectation. You know, you got all this stuff, so why not make it a beautiful garden and take the best care of it possible? So it's a new mentality, but I've created the habit for myself. So now it's like every day I'm out of bed at a certain time, and one of the first things I do is check on the garden, maintain the garden, and I have to. My plants are my everything now. I'm extremely connected to this grow, and you know, it's like sometimes I'm sleeping and then I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to do this. Like it keeps me up at night. So now I'm consumed by my plants. DC's Bee says, yup, as a beekeeper, you learn early on, you reach your goals step by step, and sometimes those goals take time than you think to reach. Absolutely. And you know what? That's with anything in life, right? So there's a lot of parallels from a garden or beekeeping or whatever it is you might do on a daily basis. But there are a lot of parallels with that and life lessons. Death Squad says, every morning before I leave for work, I spend 5 to 10 minutes checking on things. Yes, and then there are days where I'm out on the road all day and I'm gone and I'm not home. And, you know, I'm thankful for my Pulse Pro because I can, you know, check in on things while I'm out. And also just, you know, everything's on in here. So I'm fortunate enough for that. But, yeah, there are days where I've got to leave for the day and I'm like, are they gonna be okay? Oh my gosh. And I freak out, you know. So actually we played one game last night of Would You Rather, and one of the questions was something about that. Oh, it was would you, I'm gonna ask you guys, so you guys in the chat answer, and Death Squad, I know you already know this one, but would you rather have your checking your pH automated for you for the rest of your life, or have your trimming and harvests automated for you for the rest of your life? So it was interesting because it was a 50-50 split last night on the live. So for me, I don't care. I'll check my pH every day. I don't care. I'd rather have my pH automated because I'd really, really want to check or harvest the fruits of my labor. But a lot of people said that trimming and harvesting should be automated, and see, DC's Bee says the same thing. Wow, that's so interesting. I guess when you're growing on a larger scale, you want, yeah, it's easier to have that task automated versus checking your pH. But for me, because I don't really, I mean, I understand pH. There's an optimal pH level. You check it. If it's not right, you adjust your nutrients or whatever to bring it up or down to the pH level that you want. But for some reason, like, I don't care about checking pH. I just want to touch my plants and harvest. So for me, I'd pick the first option. But it was a fun game yesterday. All right, chop chop. Am I in my 50s and single? Harvest is hard work. Well, it is, but it's not. So for me, harvesting isn't hard work because I'm not growing on that big of a scale, and I really, really like harvesting the fruits of my labor. I was saying on yesterday's live, like, maybe it's a control thing. Maybe it's not I like harvesting the fruits of my labor. Maybe it's I don't want anybody else touching what I worked hard for. Death Squad says, I'm with you on the pH because of my current setup, but if I had a huge farm or industrial setup, it would have to be harvesting. Yes, totally. So Death Squad, you and I have that in common. We both use general hydroponics, and we've talked about that before. It's set up or created or formulated in a way to always keep the pH balanced. But yeah, I guess it depends on your situation. DC's Bee says, I partly say that because I'm harvesting honey from my bee at the moment. Hard work. Yes, that is so hard. That is a lot of hard work, and I commend you for that. Thank you for your service, DC's Bee. That is, honestly, it's probably such a rewarding job, and you are giving back to not only yourself and the bees and your community, you're probably giving back to the whole world. So you're doing God's work, DC's Bees. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I love watching honey harvesting video. I've never watched a honey harvesting video. I don't know what goes into it, but you know what? I'm gonna go find one and I'm gonna watch it because that sounds really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things out there in the world, you know? All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is cut down my cucumber plant. It's quite tall. I was just looking at it now and I'm like, but do I want to cut it down, or should I cut the tendrils and just bring it back down? Because the more branches I get rid of, the more I'm chances of getting more male flowers, and I need male flowers in order to pollinate. And the last couple of days I've had a shortage, so I think I'm just gonna get on a ladder, cut the tendrils, and just train it down the trellis. DC's B says it's the start harvest time in most of the US at the moment. Nice. Harvest has been hard, but I am so happy to see the results of my hard work. It has to be a time. Bruce Cockburn sings a song, "Joy will find a way." Absolutely, very true, very true. I honestly love harvesting. Even when I have like a lot to do, I've had it before where, you know, I've got to clean a whole tower and I have to harvest 80 plants and clean out the roots and stuff, but I still love it. I don't know why. I love it. Maybe I'm just a control freak with my garden. When you garden inside, you have to do the cross-pollinating yourself. Yes, that is why getting a cucumber or a watermelon feels like the biggest reward, because you have to pollinate yourself. And I've had some challenges. So with the watermelon, I've had no challenges this grow. There's like so much pollen being produced in the flowers that the transfer is very simple. But with my cucumbers, I don't know, I think they have a nutrient deficiency because they're not producing as much pollen as I would like. And it could also be the temperature in here, but different plants require different methods of pollination. So what I've learned so far is tomatoes, perfect plant, male and female components are within the same flower, they need to be pollinated. Peppers, same deal, they don't need to be pollinated, self-pollinating. Cucumbers, you got the male flower, you got the female flower, you got to take the pollen from the male flower, transfer it to the female flower. Same thing with watermelon, same thing with zucchini, melons, all that kind of pumpkins, all that stuff is the same. Strawberries, you have to hand pollinate. The male and female part are both within the same flower, but you have to move the pollen from one to the other. It doesn't do it on its own. So maybe a light breeze could help you or aid you in doing that, but you do need to do that by hand. Tomatillo plants, you need more than one plant in order to cross-pollinate to get fruit. If you don't, you're not gonna get fruit. Eggplants, the male flower, the male component and the female component are both within the same flower, but one can't reach the other, so you either need to hand pollinate or need a light breeze. And the reason why I know this is because I've grown strawberries, I've never gotten fruit. I've grown tomatillos, I've never gotten fruit. I've grown eggplant, I've never gotten fruit. I've grown cucumber, this is my first grow getting fruit. So there's a lot to it, and it is quite the process, but that's why I'm very, very excited that I finally have stuff, you know, to show for all my hard work. Anyways, sometimes I see something on my plant and I get so distracted. I can see that being very rewarding. Haha, I like that pun, good one. Rick says, way back in time, I would take a bread bag and take, oh, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I see bumblebees in my outdoor garden and I'm like, maybe if I just capture you and bring you into my grow tent, then you can help me out. Takes time to learn the skills. Continued learning is good. Honestly, that is something I always say. The learning never stops. And if you feel like you've learned everything, you either have a problem or a mental illness, because there's no way you've learned everything. There's just, this world is so vast. There is so much to learn. Even if you're just planting one plant for the rest of your life, if the learning stops, then stop planting the plant, because forget about it. you should always be challenging yourself, evolving, and you know, once you've learned how the plant behaves and how to tend to it, why not dive deeper and learn it like on a cellular level? You know what I'm saying? So the learning never stops. It's just up to you how far you choose to go with it. And so for me, I take baby steps. I move slowly, but my goal is to continuously be learning. I never ever want to be stagnant, which actually I'm going to ask you guys. So last night, for those of you who just joined, I went live with Andrew from Ogo and we played a game of Would You Rather Aeroponics Edition. And one of the questions was really, really interesting, and I'm curious to know what you guys think. So comment in the chat. Would you rather teach a beginner everything you know about aeroponics and a garden, or would you rather learn from an expert that's dealing with an issue with their system or whatever? So would you rather teach someone or learn from an expert? And my answer was I'd rather learn from the expert, because why not expand your mind, and then you could take what you've learned and teach the beginner tenfold. Like you could teach them, you know, 1,000,000 times more, right? So thank you so much, Mr. Skin. I appreciate that. So for me, I either learn from the expert and just expand my wealth of knowledge to be able to translate that to beginners. You know, teaching a beginner is cool and everything, but you only know what you know, and you don't know you don't know, you know? So that is the theme of today. You only know what you know. And why not know more? And I used to never be that kind of person. I've always been that person that's like, I'll just stick to knowing what I know, stay in my lane. But this garden has made me ask why so many times. And I find that as humans evolve, we don't ask why enough. And therefore, we're not curious enough. And I think it's important to be curious. Because if you're not curious, then you're never going to expand your mind. I'm actually going to just this outside of the trellis, like right here. So this was going up to the ceiling. We're going to train it back down. That's what I've been doing with this cucumber plant, is weaving it back and forth. In the past, I would have probably just cut it down, but I don't want to do that because I want to make sure that I have enough flowers, and there's flowers growing there, so I don't want to get rid of that. Death Squad says, I agree. Well, glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. DC's B says, I have spent the last 4 years learning beekeeping and will continue for the rest of my life. Honestly, that is so admirable. Good for you for, you know, finding something you enjoy that's rewarding, and not only for yourself, but rewarding to so many aspects of life, and just for persevering and staying committed. You know, that's how you really find your passion in life, is, you know, through commitment. Rick from Oregon says, you are so cool. Thank you for sharing your experience. Oh my gosh, you're so kind. I appreciate you guys. You're making me feel guilty. I need to clean up my sawmill site. I just did a big harvest of logs. You know what? Be kind to you. That's the main lesson to learn, is like, I had 2 grows of being kind to myself where I was like, I'll clean later. I'll clean later. And then eventually life just teaches you, clean now, otherwise you're gonna have a problem later. But you know, you could be kind to yourself in life too, and it's okay you don't get to it today. I don't know if there's like roots stuck in my pump or something, but my tower is making an awful lot of sounds. I'm just gonna go check it. DC's Bees says, oh, hi Shamia, thank you for joining. Shamia, I don't know. DC's B says, oh, I garden also. I have half acre outside classic farm garden area. Wow, that is the dream. Hard to keep up with work, bees and gardens, busy time. Yes, life gets busy, and a garden can be a lot of work, and it could be challenging. So I can appreciate that. All right, something is going on with my pump. I don't know, sometimes there's like an issue with the pump and it starts making sounds, and I had just filled the tap, so I don't know. sometimes the roots of these plants get so long and they kind of get clogged in the pump, so I'm hoping that's not the case. If it is the case, we got to vac everything out of the tower and get the pump out to check on it. So we'll see what happens. What's up, Canadian Outdoor Strength? Thank you so much for hanging out, and yes, happy 4th of July to everybody. I'm in Canada, so for us, we just had our Canada Day, but I hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully it's some nice weather for you guys. Hopefully it'll be a great weekend. It's gonna be a fun weekend in the grow tent, you guys. Tomorrow's live is gonna be really good. Well, to me it's gonna be. Whenever I have a good activity planned, I really enjoy doing a live because it's really engaging and fun for you guys to be a part of the journey. We did the Green Tower 2 weeks ago, so 4 weeks ago we started the seeds together. 2 weeks ago we transplanted the seeds into the grow tower. Every day now I get to show you guys the progress, and within a few weeks we're going to be harvesting, and you guys are going to get to be a part of that too. So I think it's pretty cool that you guys get to share this journey with me and see that. Canadian Outdoor Strain says, me too, BC here. Oh, right, duh, your handle says Canadian. So, but yes, there are people here from the States, so happy 4th. DC's B says, I like the fresh vegetables and can the overabundance or give it to my church. Yes, canning is so good. You know, a lot of people are like, oh my God, what do you do with all that food? But it looks like a lot, but it's really not. Like, once you make a tomato salad, or, you know, make a big salad bowl for a meal, like an entree size salad, it's really not that much. So I got to stay on top of it, and I got to figure out a more sustainable way to get my water, you guys. I'm gonna have to get an RO system. I'm probably gonna be doing that research and pulling the trigger and making a purchase this weekend, because for those of you that just joined, I did some quick math this morning, which is crazy because I hate math and I suck at math, but I need, with just the 4 systems right now, so the 3 grow towers and the 1 bucket system that currently have plants in it, I need 132 liters of water a week. And right now my output is 140 liters of water a week. So that only leaves me with 8 liters buffer, and that second bucket system is going to need like about 60 liters of water. So I don't have enough to sustain all my systems. So I'm gonna have to fat out, because I'm gonna go get some jugs of distilled water later today just to kickstart the system. But in terms of sustaining it, I don't know what we're gonna do. Normally these bucket systems I only fill once a week. Now I've got so many things in here. I've got peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, watermelon, like high water content crops that they're drinking a lot. These girls are thirsty. That reminds me of Seinfeld. These pretzels are making me thirsty. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that episode, but it's a classic. All right, so defoliating peppers, let's go. Because I'm working under the lights, I am gonna put my glasses on. Canning is easier than most people think. Also, sure, it's work, but it pays off in the hurt. Yes, honestly, you know what I want to make? I want to make canned pickled eggplant. Mia Lifestyle says, thank you for sharing your knowledge. Have a wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for joining, Mia. Appreciate you. Do I make my own distilled water? Death Squad asks. Yes, I make my own distilled water. I got a water distiller from Vivor, and the output is 4 liters every 3 hours. And so yeah, I only get in like so many liters a day until I go to sleep, and then, you know, it's a stagnant period at night where no water is being made. So wish I could automate that too, and there are commercial sized ones, but I think I'm better off just getting an RO system, hooking it up to one of my sinks, and just using that, because then I won't have any issues. Right now it's panic, you know. I wake up at 5 in the morning, and as soon as I wake up I gotta make water, because I need to have at least water available first thing in the morning, and then, you know, every 3 hours like clockwork. So when I hopped on my live at noon, I had an hour left on the distiller. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna have to fill it again. So that's why I can't live too long, because I gotta make water. Death Squad says, oh, you have a machine that's sick. I know you can do it without equipment, but I don't know how that works. Yeah, so it's like a carbon filter. And so how the distiller works is the main vessel is where you put the water, you fill it, there's a max fill line. You set your parameters, so how long it goes for. So I set it for 3 hours. There's an element in the distiller that heats the water. Then the water boils, it reaches a boiling point, and then the steam gets collected and develops obviously into condensation. And then there's a filter, like a carbon filter, right where the water drips out, and it passes through the filter. So it's like condensation plus the water from the condensation goes through a filter. So it's an interesting process, and I'm sure there are ways of doing it yourself. You'd have to figure out a way to capture the steam so that it doesn't drop back into the initial vessel, and then force that water from the steam through some kind of carbon filter. I think it's like a 2-step process, but it's pretty interesting. And the distiller's great, but it's more for, like, you know, people use distilled water to, like, humidifiers or a steamer or certain things, so that you don't get hard water buildup or calcium buildup. And so it might be a distiller that's good for, like, household appliances here and there, but yeah, it's super sustainable. I'm gonna have to figure out something else. You might be able to make DIY outdoor solar water distillery. I'll bet you can find a good video on YouTube. That sounds awesome. And yeah, I'm sure I could like collect rainwater and make it reach a boiling point somehow with solar power and create something. But you know what, guys? I got my hands full with this tent, and we're just gonna not add on any extra responsibilities right now. But DC's Bees, one day you're gonna see me do that. I will look into that, because that would be so cool. Yes, evaporation. All right, let's go defoliate some peppers, shall we? Now I'm about to do some content for a garden update, just like an overall garden update. So I kind of don't want to defoliate these too much, because I want them to look nice for the video. Well, I have bee work to get there. You all have a wonderful day. You too. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you for sharing all about the bees. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out. So I'm just going to work on removing lower leaves. That's all I'm going to do right now. Nothing crazy, just a little cleanup here and there. It's kind of challenging to do that though, because it is so bushy. Apparently peppers like shade, so if I defoliate too much, I'm going to defeat the purpose. I'm just going to be very careful and just do a couple here. Thanks for joining, Canadian Outdoor Strain. Appreciate you. These leaves are blocking my camera. Too many of them, you guys. There is so much pollen. Look at this on this leaf. This is all pollen from the flowers. Crazy. I mean, it's probably hard for you guys to see, so maybe I'll do this off of the live. I know, there's so much pollen. It's crazy. So yeah, I think I'm actually gonna defoliate them off the live just because it's so squishy in there, and it's gonna be boring for you guys. You guys are gonna see just leaves blocking the camera. So yeah, on that note, you guys, I think it's time to sign off. I'm going to get the rest of the defoliating done. I'm gonna go get some water. Pollen, love it for my plants, hate it for my nose. Oh man, I know, I hear ya. Allergies, if you know, you know. But yes, so tomorrow, you're not gonna wanna miss it, you guys. It's gonna be fun. We are going to get the second bucket system going. We're gonna transplant all our seedlings, and it's gonna be a fun day. So don't forget, 12 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday, July 5th, come hang out with me. I'm gonna be live on YouTube, and we are going to have some fun setting up our second bucket system. I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I had a great time. Happy Friday, happy 4th of July to those of you that celebrate, and happy weekend. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If I don't see you on tomorrow's live, then we'll see you another time. You can catch me every day live on YouTube at noon, you guys. But yeah, have a good one. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Have a good afternoon.